Alright, so if you have a Polaris RZR and RZR and it does 900 or 1000, doesn't matter. And maybe you don't have park, like it's just skipping park, like it won't stay in park, won't engage. You don't, I mean, yeah, the engagement inside the transmission might be bad, but it's highly unlikely. I've been running RZRs for years, I've never seen that go bad. Not that it can't, but it's rare. Most of the time what it's going to be is this little arm inside of here, and you don't need to take the transmission out to deal with that. So all I've done is just taken the shifter cable off. I put it in high range because that just makes this come apart a little bit easier. Just unplug your electronics, your vent tube here, and now I'm just taking this off here. Little clip, and you got a little wave washer. Another washer behind, and then you can fight this little guy out. It only goes on one way, so this is all easy to put back together again. And then you have these 10mm bolts. We're just going to bust this loose, and there's a little spring in there and stuff. Can you grab me a little hammer there or something? I can't. I'll have to find an edge here and find a little edge and pop her loose without damaging it. There's the spring right there. I'll show you how that all goes back on. It's fairly simple. And here's our problem. We're missing our little roller right there, and that's why it won't engage in park. So here's the new part and what that is supposed to look like. You see what's come apart there? It's this little piece there. And it's pretty common. So don't bother taking your whole transmission out or taking it to the shop. It's very easy to do. You just get one of these. I think Rocky Mountain ATV, it's like $29 for this part. So we'll go ahead and install this back in there. And here it is. Oops. Here it is right there. That's what's left of it. Like I say, very common. And the third drawer of my toolbox over there is some gasket maker stuff in a blue. It's in a, I think it's blue. And a razor blade, if you got one over there.
I've got one right here.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
You can go ahead and stop. We'll make it. Well. All right. So I've cleaned off the old gasket material here and off the surface there. And a lot of times you just use a rag, wipe that stuff off, but use a bit of a razor blade and rag the rest of it. So I have this little piece, and it only goes on one particular way. There's a little notch in it, a little notch in here. So we're going to take that out. And our old piece here, we're just going to punch it through, just like that. We don't, just so we can put our new piece on there. Give me a hard time around that seal there. There's that new piece on there. Now if we're putting it back together again, it gets a little sloppy, but you have this little gear in here, and it only fits on a certain way too. It's got that same notch in it. My eyes because they're bad, so it's hard to see. I shouldn't have taken it off because now I gotta look. There it is. Just fits in there like so. And this is where this piece engages for your different gears. You have park, reverse, neutral, low, and high. So we'll get all that. Let's do gasket stuff first. This upside down. Are you recording already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you? Okay. Just got that little notch in it that lines up. Like so. And I'm sorry, I'm showing you this wrong. That piece goes on last. So this goes in here. So we put this transmission in high range. So when you try and line it up for high range, and there's two little dots on there, if you can see them. And generally that's going to be high range right there, so you can line those gears up that way. Just like that, where that first gear is just in there, in between the two dots. That should be high range. If it's not, we can always pull it out and adjust it a little bit. And then this is our little engagement deal here. Find the little slides there. That's the only thing that does have a direction there. This little gear goes on either way. But this one, this little lip is down. It's facing in towards transmission. So that goes like that there. See, right now we should be engaged in high range. That's where this is, our wheel is hitting now. When we put our spring back in, try not to get hit in the face with it. Right. So you can always test it out by putting the lever back on, wherever I put the lever at. Oh, it's still connected to the cable. And you can take it off of your shift cable, put the lever back on there and make sure it runs through all the gears. But I know we're good to go because I didn't take this transmission apart, so I didn't move any of the gears around in there. So we're still set in high range. So just remember those two little marks and that one tooth in between. And this is high range, so you have high, low, neutral, reverse, and park. Yeah. So park, reverse, neutral, low, high. Park is way up here. That's why it takes a lot to get that thing to come around and connect to this little wheel. And that's why it wasn't engaging. So after we have that all in there, then we just take our plate, get it back on, and we have our new gasket stuff on there. Just like so, and kind of bolt that back in place. pretty self-explanatory from here, so I'm not really going to show you anything more other than when you go to put this on, like I say, it has that little notch that only goes on one certain way, and this fits down this little slot right there. Pretty stupid easy stuff, but this you do want to make sure you get that washer on there first, and then your wave washer and your cotter pin, your little pin there, C-clip pin, and then you're set. You put your shifter back on, and it only goes a certain way. It has a little slot in it as well. You took it off in high range, it's still be in high range. And then your vent tube back on, there it is, and your electrical, and you should be all set and you'll have a park. Hope that helps.